Hello, I'm Mr. Plumb. We are Plumb and Plumber. It's another weekend. Get in. Roll titles. Been an interesting week on the voiture front. So, had a bit of trouble with the Peugeot during the week. So I was driving to work, no problem whatsoever. Oh, I've got metal embedded in my hood. And so I was going to put my foot down and oh no. Engine management light started flashing. I thought, oh no. Looks in the rear view mirror. Please don't let there be smoke. And it wasn't. Oh, not too bad. And engine management light flashing away. And I thought, oh. So I just managed to get to work, bearing in mind it's up an hill. So put metal in my hood. Got to work, dug out my phone, because I've got an OBD Bluetooth thing, which I've got permanently connected to my OBD port. Gets up the app. Runs diagnostics on it, because it's a cheapy app on the phone, and it says multiple engine misfires. So I thought, if it's one, that's a bit of a problem. If it's all four, then it's obviously not the pistons. So does a little more digging around, does a bit more thinking during the day. What the hell could it be? It said, if it's all four pistons reporting misfires, then it's got to be something central. So then I start thinking, could it be the coil pack? So I get home. I manages to get home. I thought, I'm going to go home during the daylight. I don't want this car breaking down on me. Funny people out there. And so I managed to get home, swap the cars over. Anyway, when I got back home, I thought, it has to be the coil pack. That is central to the ignition system. Now, on a Peugeot, this is a coil pack. So it replaces, those don't know what a coil pack is. So it's like a transformer in here. So it takes your low voltage 12 volts and puts it up to, the thousands or whatever, for creating the spark that goes to your spark plugs. In the old days, you had a distributor leads, that then went to a condenser that made the spark. Distributor cap used to feed it all out to each individual spark plug. Well, all that is now being compacted into this. This is a coil pack, which is the equivalent of that sort of feature. So you plug in there, that basically goes to your ECU, and that controls the voltage, it controls the timing, and everything like that. So one of those for each cylinder. So luckily, I'd already bought one of these several years ago, because I had some arcing going on down here, and I had a similar sort of thing. So I had arcing across here. So what I did back then, this is about 3-4 years ago, whenever it was, just cleaned it all up, and it got rid of that arcing, because it was arcing onto the case. So I already had one. So luckily I took this one out, put the new one back in, and all my problems went away. Vroom, vroom, vroom did the car go. No engine management light fault. So I dodged a bullet there. Worth a slurp. Oh, that's a touch. Right. So back onto the Z3. So what have I been doing today? Right. So done the trailing arms, done the subframe, done the undercoats of the diff. So today I thought, let's have a go at the sway bar. Now, look how well that has come up. That is not rust, that's just the colour of the light. So that is like a gunmetal grey. Now if you see in the clips of all the crust that was on there, and I managed to get it, all off. There is not a speck of rust on this subframe. Now this is 25 years. That's when it went on the car. It could have been up in the stores another 2-3 years before that. So yeah, there is not a speck of rust. What's a sway bar, I hear you say? Wow, it's like an anti-roll bar. So that goes on each side of your frame and it basically controls the torsional stress of your rear suspension. On said thing are these drop links. Now these are shot, so they're going to get binned, and I've got some new ones in all my new stuff here, but what the top bushes go into are little mounts, and I'll clean those up, and look how well they come up. Look. Now yes, I know if I don't treat them they're just going to corrode again, but this is my philosophy. You do not treat rust with like anti-rust stuff just to stabilise it. You get rid of it. Look how shiny that has come up. Now that will get treated with corrosion inhibitor. But look, get rid of all the rust first, then treat it. Don't say, oh, there's rust there, I'll just paint some stuff on it and it'll get rid of it. It doesn't. It just stabilises it. So yeah, so I'm well happy with that. So what I'm going to do now, I'll be treating this with my Pour 15. That will etch into the surface, and then that will get hammerite red oxide, and then that will get a top coat of hammerite smooth, much like these will. Etch primer, hammerite smooth. Hopefully that will keep the rust at bay for many a year. Right, so now I then decided it's time for a top coat on the diff. So let me flip you around. So there's a diff. Look at that. Now I went for this time satin. You know, rigging the changes, being a bit dangerous. So it looks a bit, it looks messier on the camera. And don't forget, this is just the first coat. It may get 3. It's going to get at least 2. But that's how the diff is coming up. So yeah, that's looking quite smart, isn't it? So I'll see how the satin dries. If I don't like it, the next coat will be smooth, much like we've got on the subframe. Sorry, the trailing arms. Subframe's over there. Yeah. So yeah, look at that. See, look, because I put that ACF 50 on, there's been no oxidising. Look how shiny that still is, and hopefully I want to keep it like that until it goes back on the car. So yeah, so first coat on the diff, that's going to get at least one more, and we get that all nice and buttoned up. Put you back. Cool, blimey, that took an effort. So yeah, so that's it. So bit of a successful week really. 15-minute job on the Peugeot, and that could have been expensive. Oh, hang on, don't know if that's supposed to rattle, but yeah, that's why I always keep a spec. So yeah, 15-minute job on the Peugeot, cured all that, and I just spent this morning grinding away, grinding away. Don't do it, Plumb. Don't do it. No, don't do it. And yeah, so clean those up. Got my drop links, got my sway bar, which I'm well happy with, and first coat on the diff. I am Mr. Plumb. We are Plumb and Plumber, and I do things the way I do because I clearly don't know what I'm doing. And I shall see you, well, probably for the second coat.